road. It is day 23. We're heading into the big flat wide open nothingness of Alberta here shortly. We're just about to the border from British Columbia, leaving Dawson Creek, entering the mountain daylight time zone. Daylight time zone. So we're only going to be one full time zone away from home. Now, that's a long dang ways yet, but we're working our way closer. It's going to be the wide open nothingness, canola fields for miles and miles, and that's what this is to my left. The yellow flowers there are canola flowers, like as in canola oil. It's a huge crop up in this region. Definitely leaving the mountains behind, unfortunately, for this trip, but what do you do? Such is life, I guess. It is an absolutely glorious day again. We've been so blessed on this return journey to have absolutely fantastic weather ever since we left Fairbanks, essentially, on the journey southeast. So hopefully that holds through the rest of our trip. It's been a good trip so far. We've got a few days to go. I'll try and roll some footage today, but like I said, we're going to pretty much be hitting the slab and just burning. We're going to put on a lot of miles today. We're actually going all the way from Dawson Creek, British Columbia, to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's about 700 miles. Actually, it's going to be our longest day of the trip. But it says we'll get in about 7 o'clock tonight, local time. It's 7:45 local time here, but like I said, we're about to hop time zone, so we'll lose an hour. Yeah, so according to the GPS, we'll get in at 7:15 about, but I have a feeling it'll probably be a little later than that, just because it's us and we do stop a fair amount. And it is 685 miles to go. I will definitely say, British Columbia, you got a piece of my heart, and I will come back because it is a fantastically beautiful place. So this is my road brother Shark. Him and I have been on this epic adventure through, well, everywhere. Seems like, but we've been riding together for 11 years now. I think it's been, God, how's that possible? In those 11 years, we've covered a heck of a lot of ground. Out to Arizona, from central Iowa down to Louisiana, Texas, multiple times into Texas. and now all the way to Alaska through British Columbia, and now we're on our way home through Alberta. We hit 5 of the major named roads of the Northwest, specifically Northwest Canada and Alaska. The Dalton Highway being the focal point of this trip, but we also did the Alaska Highway, also known as the Alcan, the Top of the World Highway, the Klondike Highway, and the Stewart-Cassiar Highway. 2 of the 3 major ways. I understand there are 3 routes to get to Alaska. We did 2 out of the 3. Hit Northwest Territories. We covered some ground on this trip. I think we're going to end up just shy of 9,000 miles. We did cut a couple things off here and there, just time. And not pushing ourselves too hard. What an epic adventure it's been. And today is Thursday. I go back to work Tuesday, so we're obviously on the down stretch of heading home across this wide open plain. Prettier views we've seen all day. Blues Gun River. Interesting name. Continuing to hammer down the road here. We're about 260 miles into the day. Just cruising along on the highway, just burning through miles. A little bit of scenery off in the distance. I'm sure it probably won't translate to the GoPro, but it's worth a shot. It is pushing 90 degrees. Definitely getting warm. But heck, I'm still out on my motorcycle, so I'm a happy camper. Peace. Biker here, starting out on day 24. Yeah, 24.
What a
Frickin' trip, man. We left Saskatoon this morning just a little bit ago, and I didn't want to try and record while I was dealing with traffic through there. It is still a metro area, not a horrible busy, but enough. Now we've got about 100 miles of the Trans-Canada Highway before we get off onto 2 lanes. We're heading down to Regina, Saskatchewan, followed by an attempt to find at least the area my great-grandfathers at one time, great-grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers at one time. So sort of a family thing on the way home, and then later today we will make the big crossing back into the United States, back into the lower 48. It'll be the first time we've been in the lower 48 since day 4 of this trip. Has just been so Goliath in proportion that it really is multiple trips in one. I mean, it really is, can be looked at in that perspective. We've got a real short day today. We're only doing about 350 miles total. So here's the scenery today. Wide open nothingness. Nothing to see here, literally. Very, very nice. I like it. After the monotony of the Trans-Canada Highway, this is a nice little reward. It's beautiful. Beauty. I love it. The scale of some of these canola fields is just incredible. I mean, we're talking probably 400 or 500 acres, some of them. Can't imagine. Beautiful country. It's flat, but it's beautiful, at least in this area. But, you know, you got glacial plains, just like anywhere else in the upper Midwest. A few small pockets that weren't really hit as hard or had good melt, glacial melt to clear them out, created rivers, but for the most part, it is glacial plains. different. It's kind of pretty. Coal and oil country. Southern Saskatchewan, almost back to the North Dakota from the United States. And we'll be crossing in on US Highway, what becomes US Highway 52, the final northern end of the US Highway 52, which I have lived on the majority of my life. But we won't be taking it home today. We'll be turning back west for the surprise for my lovely bride. A little bit of an unexpected turn of events. We had to turn west, or sorry, east, because the border crossing we were going to cross was closed 4 minutes before we got there for the day. So we had to find an open crossing, and this is the closest one. So we're almost to the border, 9 miles. Dakota, back in the good old USA. Lower 48. And technically we're in the Central Time Zone for the moment. We're actually going to go back into mountain before long. So much for a short day.
It was worth it to see you stand on that corner and look out at the field and think, this could have been mine. This could have been my family's stuff right here.
Yeah.
That was worth 4 minutes.
Talking to the dude about the Pan America was worth 4 minutes.